My Line. Brought to you by new Polident tablets, the powerful new denture cleanser tablets to keep your breath fresh, keep your smile bright and natural. And now let's all play What's My Line? And now, live from New York, let's meet our What's My Line panel. First, a young lady whose busy current schedule includes a television special with Donald O'Connor and a guest appearance on CBS TV's Wild Wild West, Miss Phyllis Newman.
Thank you. I'm very happy to be here tonight, and I'm also very happy to be able to introduce one of my most favorite talented comedians and writers. He has a new play called Don't Drink the Water, which is opening November 2nd at the Morosco Theater, and it's very funny. Mr. Woody Allen.
Now I'd like to introduce a lady who opens September 27th at the Alvin Theater in Dinner at 8, the lovely Arlene Francis.
I'm staggering a little. Our publisher panelist is really a charming fellow, terribly nice in every way. But he, as you all know, has a problem. Puns are his problem, and he has just told me his introduction for John Daly, and I'm staggering under it, and I'm afraid he may tell it to you. But here he is anyway. Forgive him, Bennett Cerf.
This is a true story. It's not a part.
I can't listen.
It was told me by the president of the St. Joe Bank in Elkhart, Indiana, the other day. And it seems that once John Daly, our panel moderator, had a piano that went out of kilter, and he sent for a man to have a tune, and the man who came was named Mr. Opernakity. And when he finished, the piano was in worse shape than ever, and he said, "You'll have to do this over again." And the man said, "Oh, no, Mr. Daly. For you, Opernakity only tunes once." Here is the splendid, if slightly devious gent who was the hero of that story, Mr. John Charles Daly.
I was sick when I got here. It's a wretched shape now. Opernakity?
Opernakity.
Opernakity.
Don't repeat it, John.
Only, yeah.
Ever.
That's very good. Well, thanks, Bennett. Wow. I tender apologies to everyone if I'm a little bit dense tonight and sound dense. I have the finest coat in the nose that I've had since I was a boy of about 9. Start the season properly. But Phyllis Newman, this cheers me up to see you here. And Woody, I always start laughing when I'm with you, so that helps a lot. And Arlene, I got to let you in on a joke. Next Sunday night at about 8:30 at the St. James Theater, you are going to appear with the American Ballet Theater in a fashion show and dance to support the American Ballet Theater. Well, I didn't want to miss it. So I went over to the St. James Theater tonight to see it.
Oh, you did?
Yes. This has not been my day. And then I got here and Bennett told that dreadful, so put your blindfolds on. I'll get even with all of you because we're going to do some strange things tonight. We've got some wonderful occupations and some wonderful people here with the occupations. We'll also have a second mystery guest before the panel later on in the program. But right now it's time to meet that first mystery challenger. If the blindfolds are all in place, are they, panel?
Yes.
Yes.
Good show. Then will our first mystery challenger enter and sign in, please? Panel, as you know, we have a different form of questioning which will apply here because we have 2 mystery guests tonight. You ask one question at a time, in turn moving clockwise. We give you absolutely no prior advice or knowledge at all, you just start cold, and we'll begin cold with Phyllis Newman.
Oh, thank you. I'm just going to plunge right in. If I tuned my television set in every, say, Wednesday night or some other night, would I see you on a regular television show?
No.
Oh.
1 down and 9 to go, Woody Allen.
You are in the entertainment field, though.
Yes.
Miss Francis.
Are you a picture personality?
No.
2 down and 8 to go, Mr. Stern.
Do you have anything whatever to do with the sport world?
No.
3 down and 7 to go, Phyllis Newman.
Do you sing?
Yes.
Mr. Allen.
Did you ever make the statement, "We will bury you"?
4 down and 6 to go, Miss Francis.
I'm going to take a wild guess from the quality of the voice and ask if you are now singing at Basin Street.
No.
Boom. 5 down and 5 to go, Bennett Cerny.
I don't know. Just to make sure, you are a male personality.
No.
6 down and 4 to go, Phyllis Newman.
This isn't a question. This is a statement. You're a girl?
That's right.
Yes.
This is a girl.
Yes.
Girl? Why do you talk so funny? No, girl, do you appear in nightclubs?
No.
7 down and 3 to go, Mr. Allen.
Do you fiddle around at all with opera?
Yes.
Miss Francis.
Is it Leontine Price?
Leontine, best needless to say, is but an extension of that glorious Friday night when you launched our Metropolitan so gloriously, our new Metropolitan so gloriously, as Cleopatra. Cleopatra.
You wouldn't like to do an aria for us right this minute? Oh, why not?
Oh, it was one. I think, to me, one of the really fine moments, which I actually got in the newspaper, was that wonderful story in the New York Times. It had a picture of your mother and dad.
Yes.
And your brother, Colonel Price. And he was standing in the door, you were facing him, and your mother and dad, and either you'd said something or your mother or dad had said something, and he had his head back and was roaring with laughter. Do you remember that story?
Yes, I do. Actually, it was very amusing the way it came about. We saw the grinning Prices this week because George was just promoted to lieutenant colonel one day before the Metropolitan opened. So the only way he could possibly upstage me, being my brother at this point, was to wear his full-dress officer's outfit. So I was teasing him about it.
Oh, that's what he was wearing.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, that's what he had, a white dress uniform.
As bright a white as I've ever seen in my life.
Well, it was a
He couldn't outshine you, Miss Price.
Oh.
Nice as he is.
It was a great night for the Prices. The story said that your mother and dad had come up before when you made your debut at the Met. I think they came
Yes,
up
they
before.
did. As a matter of fact, they haven't been in New York since then, and they're watching, of course, tonight.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes.
Well, may we express to them, through this wonderful medium, the pride we all have in you as an American. And thanks very much for honoring us by coming to watch
Thank
my
you
life.
so much.
We'll have another contestant for you in just a moment after. Now, will our next contestant enter and sign in, please? Edward Libby. Right, sir? All right. Mr. Libby, would you tell us where you're from?
Pleasantville, New Jersey.
Pleasantville, New Jersey.
Yes, sir.
And now, would you, if you don't mind, tell us how many years you have?
How old I am?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
90 years and 6 months.
90 years. present our panel, Mr. Libby. And now, if you'll come over here with me, sir, we'll let the audience in the theater and the audience at home know exactly what your line is.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Panel, we can tell you that Mr. Libby, at 90 years and 6 months old, is salaried and deals in a service. And we'll begin the general questioning with Arlene Francis.
Mr. Libby, do you work outdoors?
Yes, I do.
Do you use your hands in your job?
Yes.
Do you in any way work in the soil?
No.
Nope. That's 1 down and 9 to go, Mr. Sir.
Mr. Libby, I can eliminate the Boy Scouts, can't I? Does your service involve in any way animals?
No, sir.
2 down and 8 to go, Miss Phyllis Newman.
Mr. Libby, if I wanted to use your service, could I?
You could.
And if I used your service, would I come to you?
No, not directly.
Well, no, actually, what Miss Newman means here is that she would have to come to where you are to get the service.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I see. Now, is it a service for which one pays money?
Yes.
And have you been doing this for a long period of time in your life?
Yes.
And it's outdoors.
Yes.
And you said you do work in the soil, excuse me?
No,
You
not
don't
in
work
the
in the
soil.
soil. It's outdoors.
Outdoor.
Do you wear something other than a business suit?
No.
You wear a business suit.
I do not wear a business suit.
Oh, you don't wear a
Wear
business
something other than a
suit.
business
Do you
suit.
wear a uniform or costume of any kind?
No. Now, this is meant to convey only one thing, and that is that Mr. Libby does not wear a business suit, but he doesn't wear any garb which would identify the occupation. Mr. Allen?
And is what you do done on anything other than dry land?
No.
No, it's done on dry land. 4 down, unless it's raining, then of course you got a different situation. That's 4 down and 6 to go, Miss Francie.
Could young people ever use your service, Mr. Libby?
Other people?
Young?
Young people?
Yes.
How young did you have in mind?
Well, I mean, could they come to Mr. Libby and give him some money and get whatever his service is if they were about 15 or 16 years old?
Yeah, they could.
Yes.
They could.
They could.
Do you hold something in your hands when you work with your hands?
Yes.
Sometimes, yeah. Not to suggest all the time, but it is necessary that he does have things in his hands during the period of the service.
Is what you have in your hands anything in the food or drink family?
No, ma'am.
That makes it 5 down and 5 to go, and opportunity only dukes dumps.
Mr. Libby, do you work for a profit-making organization?
Well, there is a profit. There is a profit.
I would think under the broad umbrella of profit-making and
organization.
non-profit-making, it is not a charitable organization or an element of government. We would consider it a profit-making, although...
Well, don't give me a no.
Did you say non-profit?
Yeah.
You
I
did?
said you work for a profit-making organization.
Oh, you did say that?
Yeah, it is
Opportunity only strikes tunes? Yeah, all right, fine. Go ahead.
Do you sometimes then perform your service free? You say sometimes it's profit-making.
No, we're talking about the organization here. It could or could not be. We have agreed that Mr. Libby is salaried.
Do you work for anything that has anything to do with health or the law?
Other than which?
Health or the law. Has anything to do with health or the law. Specifically, you mean when you mention these 2 areas that there would be a specific application to either getting health or holding health in terms of medical treatment, or law in terms of hiring the services of a lawyer and going into a court, something like that?
Is that what I said?
I don't know.
Yes, I mean, if we have anything to do with doctoring or nursing or any legal work.
Doctoring or nursing or legal work. Thank you very much. That's 6 down and 4 to go for listening.
Okay, I'm going to go to a whole other thing. Before you said that you sometimes hold something in your hand. Is what you hold in your hand, say, larger than my purse?
Yes.
It is larger. Does it have moving parts of any kind?
No.
Nope, that's 7 down and 3 to go, Mr. Allen.
Would I avail myself of your services under any conditions?
You could, yes.
I could, and would I leave you happier?
It would all depend on what you did, actually. We'll say it's possible you could leave Mr. Libby happier, but it would pretty much depend on you.
Oh, really? You mean I could fail at it?
It's possible, yeah. In your
see.
case, highly unlikely, I suppose. But...
Oh, really?
Well, I didn't mean that. I was just saying that.
Would you come in actual physical contact with me?
No. 8 down and 2 to go, Arlene.
Mr. Libby, do you work at odd hours rather than 9 to 5?
Well, I have no specified time to work.
Yeah.
You can work at any hours
Any hours.
that please you. And all the time that you are working, you are outside.
That's right.
Even in the winter?
Winter and summer.
Winter and summer. Doesn't it get awfully cold for you? You're strong. Do you move around in your job from place to place?
I do.
Might you possibly go from door to door in your job?
No.
No. 9 down and 1 to go, Mr. Sir.
Mr. Libby, after you have performed your service, does the place where you have performed it look any different?
Nope, not a bit at all. I'm surprised you didn't get this. It should be transparent. I mean, after all, Mr. Libby is 90 years and 6 months, and I can't see why you shouldn't have thought of it immediately.
I don't look that bad to make the place
He's-
look bad, do I?
No,
What, you're a hot painter or
Paint
something?
signs
Paint
or
signs
he's a
or...
golf caddy. And it's more fun than that. He's a golf caddy at the Atlantic City Country Club, which occupation he took up at age 75, having heretofore been a carpenter, but they wouldn't let him climb anymore. So because they wouldn't let him climb anymore, he said, well, I'll take up another job, and he's been caddying since he was 75. Does it summer and winter at the Atlantic City Club. And I think it's just
If it
great.
rains too hard, why, I go inside and wait for it to stop raining.
That's just wonderful, Mr. Libby, and thanks very much for being with us on What's My Line. We'll meet tonight's second mystery guest in just a moment, but first, this... And now the second special feature in our program, the appearance of a mystery challenger, and the blindfolds have to be in place again. Panel, are they in place?
Yes,
Back
sir.
on.
Good. Will you enter mystery challenger and sign in, please? All right. Once again, panel, a gentle reminder. One question at a time in turn, moving clockwise. We'll begin things with Bennett, sir.
Well, I was wrong about the sex of our first mystery guest, but I didn't hear any wolf whistles for this one, so may I ask, are you of the male persuasion?
Miss Newman?
I'm going to keep asking the same question till someone answers it right. If I put my television set on a weekly basis, would I see you?
No.
No, wrong again.
Wrong again. 1 down and 9 to go. Woody Allen.
Are you in the movies?
Sometimes, yes.
Miss Francis?
Do you also appear in the theater?
Oh, at times. It depends very much.
Mr. Sir?
Have you ever been on the panel with us on this show, What's My Line, sir?
On a panel?
On this particular panel.
Oh, on that particular panel, I think if memory serves, yes.
Do you have... Oh, I'm sorry.
Phyllis, your turn.
Do you have a cute face and a beard?
Well, they're not separate, you know.
Say the name. Should I say it's Peter Ustinov?
Yeah. Well, It's a joy to have you back. We didn't last very long, Peter. But
No, I've got your cold, incidentally, already.
Oh, well, no, I knew
I've
that.
got a worse one than you have.
What do you take? No, I guess we shouldn't get into that. I've got some wonderful old home memories.
I'd be the wrong sponsor.
You'd be the wrong sponsors, right. And, because you were so remarkable. The last picture you made, I remember you wrote it, you directed it. You didn't act in it, but sometimes you write, direct, and act. Or did you act in
Yeah,
it?
I'm
To Lady
getting- I'm
L, did
getting-
you act in that too?
Oh, just a tiny thing.
Yeah. All the time.
What are you doing here now, Peter? In America?
I'm doing a television for another
Oh, please.
chain.
Another chain. Well,
You
hello.
don't recognize any of
This
it.
country is so free, I never know what I'm allowed to say.
Well, the only thing to do then is to try it and see what happens.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm playing Socrates. That's why I've so extensively.
But you've got a book coming out in November. I thought that's what would have brought you.
Yes, I've got a book coming out on the 7th of November
What's this?
called The Frontiers of the Sea. It's a book of short stories.
About the sea?
One of them's about the sea, yes.
Are you a sailor?
Yes, I am.
Are you a good sailor? I mean, canvas-type sailor?
I don't get sick. What do you mean?
Can you run the stuff up the mast, you know? pull
Yes,
the rope?
yes, and there's very little chance of my going up with it. That's why I'm a fairly good sailor. But in fact, I take my children every year somewhere. We went to Yugoslavia this year.
And sailed
In
down,
the boat, yes, we sailed right
down
down,
from
yes.
the channel?
Yeah.
Golly, that's
No,
wonderful.
not from the Mediterranean.
From the Mediterranean. Do you have
We've been to Turkey, we've been to Tunis.
But have you got an auxiliary in it, Peter, or do you go just under cloth?
Oh, no.
Got an
Auxiliary, yes.
No. Because this is, you know, I did a little bit of this summer, and I have a tremendous respect for people who can really handle sail, because I think this is the most exciting way to be on the water. Trying, first of all, on a calm day to catch
Yes,
some
well.
wind, and when you get some wind and she heels over, well, that is great fun.
Yes, and when the furniture goes with it, and you get a sense of repose there, which you don't get on land.
But then you've always can write insurance on it. That's what I really like to do. I did it in San Francisco Bay. Have you ever sailed in San Francisco Bay?
Yes, I have, but I like the Mediterranean because every time you stop, you're in a different country. And it makes it kind of exciting. It's a good geography lesson.
That makes, I hadn't thought of it that way. Of course, in San Francisco, every time you
Don't you
stop.
have to, Peter, have some special papers to get into Yugoslavia?
No.
They welcome you tourists?
Oh, yes, that you do, yes, absolutely.
That's-
Albania is different.
Yeah,
Because
Yugoslavia is...
they haven't the know-how to take away the mines which the Italians put there in 1939.
So you don't want to go near there.
No, you don't, and I tried to avoid it, and the Greeks opened fire.
Albania is the one country that's loyal to China today. I thought.
Yes, I went there for one afternoon, Bennett. I could, not being British. You see? And I must say, I saw 4 cars. 2 of them were very old Russian cars, full of Albanian officers, and the other 2 were 2 brand new Italian cars with the chrome shining, with 2 Chinese officers in each. And it's like, it seemed to me like Africa in 1880. With the high commissioners being the Chinese. It's a most extraordinary atmosphere. Horrifying. Horrifying.
Well, you had a good summer. Much success with the book, and much success, I hope, in staying in America. We'd like to see you over on that panel again very soon, sir.
Very honored.
And thank you very much, Peter, for being with us. I think we have to agree that you've done very well tonight, panel, and I congratulate you. We didn't fool you very much. We'll all be back after this word. And everybody's got a cold tonight, huh? My. Well, again, may I say, Phyllis, it was a joy to have you with us, and Woody,
Thank you.
to have you here, too. Hope you had fun. We tried to fool you, but I don't think we fooled you, but we had a lot of fun, and that's important.
Yes, the golf
Yeah.
caddy.
And good night, Miss Phyllis Newman.
Good night, John. Thank you. Good night, Woody.
Good night, Phyllis. Good night, Arlene.
Good night, my dear. Happy opening.
Thank you.
Good night, Bennett.
I really think we had 2 very distinguished mystery guests tonight.
Indeed.
That goes for you, too, John. Good night.
You know, actually, he's just paying me back for that pun. You know, that's all. And Arlene, I'll see you next week at St.
Yes, do
James
show
Theater
up
with the
again.
American Ballet Theater. We'll dance together, shall
I
we?
hope so.
And thanks to all of you for being with us on What's My Line?
What's My Line is a CBS television network production in association with Mark Goodson and Bill Tuck. This is Johnny Olson speaking. Miss Frances Gown is from Bonwit Television.